I stepped off the bus with my bag on my shoulder and my heart racing like it had never learned how to slow down. "I'm home," I whispered, not to anyone, but to the air that smelled familiar and strange at the same time. Ryan called the moment. My phone turned on. "You landed?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "You sound quiet," he said. "I'm tired," I said. "You're not tired," he said. "You're scared." "I'm not," I said. Ryan laughed softly. "Call me when you see her." "I will," I said, then ended the call before he could say more. I walked through streets I thought I knew. Some shops were gone, some were new. People passed me without looking twice. I felt like a guest in my own life. When I reached my old street, my steps slowed. The house looked different. The door was painted white, the windows had new curtains. There were lights inside, warm and bright. But the warmth didn't reach me. I knocked once. No answer. I knocked again. The door opened slowly. Emma stood there. For a second, she didn't speak. For a second, I didn't breathe. Her hair was shorter. Her eyes were wider. Her lips trembled. "Hey," I said. Her voice came out thin. "You're back?" "Yes," I said. She looked past me, then back at me. "Come in," she said, stepping aside. I walked inside like someone entering a stranger's house. The hallway felt smaller. The walls were decorated with frames I had never seen. Photos, new memories. "Do you like the color?" Emma asked quietly. "It's fine," I said. She nodded, but her hands were shaking. I heard footsteps from the living room. Someone cleared his throat. I turned. Lucas stood there. He wore a neat shirt and a calm smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Man," he said, spreading his arms. "You made it." I stared at him. "You didn't tell me you were coming today," I said. "I wanted it to be a surprise," I said. Emma looked at the floor. Lucas walked closer. He stopped a few steps away from you. "Me? How was the army?" he asked hard, I said. "Yeah," he said. "I can imagine." Silence fell between us. Emma moved closer to Lucas without noticing. Her hand brushed his arm. I noticed my eyes drop to her fingers. There was a ring, gold, simple, clear. My chest tightened. I looked up at her face. "Emma," I said. She swallowed. "Yes," she said. I pointed at her hand. She looked at it like she had forgotten. "It was there." Lucas spoke before she could. "We should talk," he said. "About what?" I asked. Emma's voice came out low. "About everything?" I nodded slowly. "Are you married?" I asked. Emma didn't answer. Lucas did. "Yes," he said. The word hit me harder than any bullet. I stared at him. Then I looked at Emma. She nodded. "Once. I didn't know how to tell you," she said. "You didn't tell me anything," I said. Lucas stepped forward. "Listen, it's not what it looks like." I laughed quietly. "What does it look like?" I asked. He hesitated. Emma whispered, "I thought you wouldn't come back the same." I looked at her. "What does that mean?" I asked. She lifted her eyes to mine. "You changed," she said. "So you replaced me?" I asked. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Lucas spoke again. "You disappeared for years," he said. "I didn't disappear," I said. "I was fighting, I know," he said. "Then why?" I asked. He looked at Emma. Emma looked at me. "I was afraid," she said. "Of what?" I asked. "Of waiting forever," she said. I nodded slowly. Ryan's voice echoed in my head. I pulled my phone out. I called him. He answered instantly. "You saw her?" He asked. "Yes," I said. "And?" he asked. "She's married," I said. There was silence on the line. Ryan exhaled slowly. "I'm sorry." I ended the call without answering. Lucas touched my shoulder. "Don't make this ugly," he said. I looked at his hand on me. He removed it. "I'm not here to fight," I said. Emma stepped closer. "Say something," she said. "What do you want me to say?" I asked. She stared at me with wet eyes. "I loved you," she said. I nodded. "No," I said. Lucas frowned. "You're not angry?" He asked. I am, I said. Then show it, he said. I shook my head. Anger is easy, I said. Silence is harder. Emma flinched. I picked up my bag. Are you leaving? She asked. Yes. I said. Where will you go? She asked. Anywhere? That isn't here, I said. Lucas watched me without speaking. I walked toward the door. Emma followed me. Wait, she said. I stopped. She stood behind me. Do you hate me? She asked. I thought for a moment. I don't know, said. Her face crumpled. I opened the door. Cold air touched my face. I stepped outside. The door closed behind me. The house stayed. Bright, the street stayed quiet. I stood there for a long time. Something inside me cracked, slowly and silently. My phone vibrated again. Ryan said, "Talk to me." I answered. "I'm outside," he said. "Are you okay?" I said, "No." He said, "Do you want me there?" I said, "Not yet." He said, "You're shaking, aren't you?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Breathe." I said, "I am." He said, "Remember who you are." I said, "I don't know anymore." He said, "You will." I ended the call and stared at the road until my eyes burned. Cars passed slowly. People laughed somewhere far away. I lifted my bag again and started walking without looking back, because looking back felt more dangerous than leaving. Tonight, I understood that love can die without warning inside. I waited across the street until the lights inside the house dimmed and the voices faded, and my hands felt cold even though the night was warm. I kept telling myself that I was calm, but my chest refused to believe it. I walked back toward the door and knocked again, slower this time. Emma opened it after a long pause. "Why did you come back?" she asked. "I need answers," I said. She looked behind her and whispered, "Lucas is inside." "I don't care," I said. She stepped aside and let me in. We stood in the kitchen where we used to laugh about nothing. Now the silence felt heavy and sharp. "Tell me the truth," I said. She folded her arms. "I am telling the truth." "No," I said. "You're telling me what sounds safe." Her eyes dropped. "Did you love him?" I asked. She shook her head. "Not at first." At first, I repeated. She swallowed. "I thought you might. Never come back." "I wrote to you," I said. "You did," she said. "But letters feel different from voices." "So, you replaced me with him," I said. "I didn't plan it," she said. "Did he plan it?" I asked. She didn't answer. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Lucas entered the kitchen, the glass in his hand. "You're still here?" he said. "I didn't finish talking," I said. Emma turned toward him. "Lucas, please," he smiled faintly. "Relax." I looked at him and felt something dark move inside me. "You think you won?" I said. He raised his eyebrows. "Won what?" "Life," I said. He laughed quietly. "Life isn't a competition. It is when you steal someone else's," I said. Emma stepped between us. "Stop." Lucas leaned against the counter. "You left. Things changed." "I didn't leave," I said. "I was sent." "The same thing," he said. I stared at him. "You were my friend," I said. "I still am." "Friends don't marry each other's fiancée," I said. He looked away for a moment, then back at me. "I saw an opportunity," he said. Emma gasped. "Lucas." He shrugged, asked. "For honesty." I nodded slowly. "So you waited," I said. "Yes," he said. "While I was fighting," I said. Double quotes, "yes." Emma's voice trembled. "You're being cruel." "I'm being honest," Lucas said. I felt my jaw tighten. "You're afraid," I said to him. He frowned. "Afraid of what?" "Of being second," I said. He laughed, but his eyes changed. Emma touched my arm. "Please don't fight." "I'm not fighting," I said. Lucas stepped closer. "You should move on." "I will," I said. He tilted his head. "Then why are you here?" I looked at Emma. "Because I needed to hear it from her," I said. She met my eyes. I didn't wait. She said. I nodded. That's all I said. I turned and walked out before my anger could speak for me. Outside, the air felt heavier than before. I walked until my legs burned. Ryan called again. Did you talk to her? He asked. Yes, I said, and he asked. She chose safety, I said. Ryan sighed. People usually do. I sat on a bench near the river. Say what you feel, Ryan said. I feel stupid, I said. You're not, he said. I built my future on a lie, I said. You built it on hope, he said. Hope is dangerous, I said. Ryan paused. So what will you do now? I don't know, I said. You do, he said. You just don't like the answer? I stared at the water. I will stop chasing them, I said. Ryan smiled through his voice. Good, but I'm not disappearing, I said. You shouldn't, he said. I will watch, I said. Watch what? He asked. The truth. I said. Ryan stayed silent. I ended the call and walked back toward the house without. Going inside, I stood across the street again. Through the window, I saw Emma sitting on the couch with Lucas. She wasn't smiling. He was talking loudly. She was listening quietly. Their happiness looked forced. It's like a story told too many times. I felt something strange. Not pain, not love. Awareness. I realized that. Their marriage was not strong. It was built on fear and convenience. I remembered how Emma used to laugh when she felt safe with me. She wasn't laughing now. Lucas's voice rose. Emma looked tired. I felt no urge to interrupt. For the first time, I felt distance instead of desire. I turned away. While walking, I whispered, to myself, I will not destroy them. The words felt heavy but clear. I will rebuild myself, I said. Each step felt steadier than the last. In that moment, I understood something simple and terrifying. Betrayal doesn't end a story, it begins. 1. My phone vibrated again, but I didn't answer immediately. I let it ring while I listened to my own breathing. You're still thinking about them, Ryan said when I finally picked up. I'm thinking about myself, I said. That's new. He said, I'm tired of begging, I said. You never begged, he said. I did, I said in silence. Ryan waited. I gave them my trust, I said, and they gave you clarity, he said. I laughed once, short and dry. What if I hate them forever? I asked. Then you'll carry. Wait, that isn't yours, he said. I stopped walking, so what should I carry? I asked. Your future, he said. I looked at the dark sky. I don't want revenge, I said. Then don't take it, he said. I want control, I said. Then earn it, he said. I nodded slowly. For the first time since coming home, my mind felt quiet. I put the phone in my pocket and walked forward without looking back. Every step felt like a promise to myself. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew who I refused to become. Tonight, I chose myself over pain. I woke before sunrise because my mind refused to sleep. Months had passed since the night I walked away, but every morning still felt like a test. I looked at my reflection and said, you survived, as if survival needed proof. Daniel called while I was tying my shoes. Are you ready? He asked. I was ready before you called, I said. Good, he said. Come to the office. We need to talk numbers. I'm coming, I said. I ended the call and stepped outside with steady breath. The city no longer felt foreign. Felt like a field where I had learned to stand again. At Daniel's office, he handed me a folder. Read it, he said. What is this? I asked. Your entry point, he said. I flipped through the pages. You think I can handle this? I asked. You already handled worse, he said. I nodded slowly. I don't want pity, I said. You're not getting it, he said. You're getting responsibility. I smiled faintly. Later that day, I walked into a cafe to meet a client Daniel had introduced. I sat down and waited without checking my phone. Clara arrived on time? You must be him, she said. I must be, I said. She sat across from me and studied my face. You look calm, she said. I learned to be, I said. She smiled slightly. Daniel. It told me she was sharp, honest, and impossible to impress. I liked that. Why did you leave the army? She asked. I didn't leave, I said. It left me. She nodded, as if she understood more than I said. You're not broken, she said. I never said I was. I said, most people don't need to say it. She said. I laughed quietly. Do you trust people? She asked, not easily. I said. Good, she said. Easy trust is expensive. Her words stayed with me after she left. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I worked until my hands forgot how to shake. I listened more than I spoke. People started calling me reliable instead of wounded. One evening, I ran into Emma on the street. She stopped when she saw me. You look different, she said. So do you, I said. She looked tired. Can we talk? She asked. I'm busy, I said. Her eyes widened slightly. I won't take long, she said. You already did, I said. She swallowed. I see you everywhere now, she said. Good, I said. She hesitated. Lucas is under pressure. She said, that's not my problem, I said. She looked down. You're colder, she said. I'm clearer, I said. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I walked past her without turning back. Later, Daniel called again. Lucas is making mistakes, he said. I don't care, I said. You should, he said. Not emotionally, strategically. I don't want to fight him, I said. You don't need to, he said. Just keep rising. I understood what he meant. At a business event, I saw Lucas standing beside Mr. Harrison. He noticed me. His smile was tense. Mr. Harrison shook my hand. You're impressive, said. I'm learning, I said. Lucas watched silently. When the crowd moved, Lucas stepped closer. You changed, he said. So did you, I said. You look confident, he said. Confidence is cheaper than regret, I said. He frowned. You think you're better than me? He asked. I think I'm better than who I used to be, I said. He laughed, but his voice sounded hollow. Emma stood behind him. She didn't speak. Her eyes followed me as I walked away. Clara met me outside. You handled that well, she said. I didn't handle anything, I said. I ignored it. She nodded. Sometimes ignoring is power, she said. I looked at her and felt something calm instead of chaos. You don't look back, she said. I learned that looking back slows. Your steps, I said. She smiled. That night, I sat alone in my apartment and listened to the silence. It didn't hurt anymore. It felt clean. I thought about Emma and felt nothing sharp. I thought about Lucas and felt nothing angry. For the first time, I understood something that scared me. I didn't love her anymore. I didn't hate her either. I felt clarity. I whispered. I am not the man they betrayed. The words felt true in that moment. I knew I had crossed the line I would never return from. I was no longer a victim, was becoming something else. My phone buzzed while I was staring at the window. Ryan said, You sound different. I feel different, I said. Different how? He asked. Quieter, I said. He laughed softly. Quiet people are dangerous. I'm not dangerous, I said. You're honest. He said, That's worse. I smiled without humor. You still think about her? He asked. Sometimes, I said, and he asked. I think about who I was, he said. Ryan stayed silent. I don't want to chase anyone anymore, I said. You won't, he said. I want to build something that can't be taken, I said. You already started, he said. I looked at my hands. They shook once, I said. They don't now, I said. I nodded slowly before ending the call. He said, Promise me something. What? I asked. Don't go back, he said. I won't, I said when the call ended. I stood up and walked toward the mirror again. I looked at my eyes and said, You didn't lose. The reflection didn't answer, but it didn't look broken. Anymore? I turned off the lights and sat on the floor. My heart felt steady. not empty. I whispered, "This is what strength feels like." Outside, the city kept moving. Inside, I finally felt still, and in that stillness, I understood that my future had already begun. I smiled once and said, "Tomorrow will not scare me anymore, because I am no longer afraid of myself. Ettle now." I heard the news before anyone called me. Daniel sent a short message and nothing else. Lucas is falling apart. I stared at the screen and felt no excitement, no joy, only a strange calm that felt heavier than anger ever did. That evening, I sat in my office alone when my phone rang again. "Can we meet?" Emma asked. Her voice sounded smaller than I remembered. "Why?" I asked. "I need to talk," she said. "I don't." I said, "Please." She said. I stayed silent for a moment. 10 minutes, I said. She arrived early. "You look busy." She said, "I am." I said. She sat across from me and kept her hands together, as if they might fall apart if she let them go. "I didn't come to fight," she said. "You never did," I said. Her eyes widened slightly. "Lucas is losing everything." She said. "That happens," I said. "He's under investigation," she said. "People under pressure make mistakes," I said. She looked at me like she wanted me to feel something. "You don't care," she said. "I care about what I build," I said. She inhaled slowly. "I made a mistake," she said. "I know," I said. "I thought stability was love," she said. "Stability is safety," I said. "Love is risk." Her lips trembled. "I lost you," she said. "Yes," I said. She leaned forward. "Do you hate me?" I shook my head. "I don't feel enough to hate you," said. Her eyes filled with tears. "That hurts more," she said. "It should," I said. She looked down. "Can we start again?" she asked. I looked at her for a long moment. "No," I said. She nodded slowly as if she expected the answer, but still hoped for another one. "I wanted closure," she said. "You have it," I said. She stood up and walked toward the door without. Looking back, after she left, my phone rang again. Lucas's name appeared on the screen. I hesitated, then answered. "You knew this would happen?" he said. "I didn't plan your mistakes. Said you could help me." He said, "Why would?" I asked. There was silence on the line. "I was wrong," he said. "You were ambitious," I said. "That's the same thing," he said quietly. I leaned back in my chair. "You married her," I said. "Yes," he said. "You broke our friendship," I said. "Yes," he said. "You built your life on someone else's ruins." I said. He didn't answer. "I'm losing everything," he said. "You're learning what it costs," I said. He laughed bitterly. "You sound like you planned this," he said. "I planned my survival," I said. He exhaled slowly. "I didn't." "I think you would rise," he said. "I didn't think you would fall," I said. He paused. "Do you forgive me?" he asked. I thought for a moment. "Forgiveness is cheap," I said. "Memory is expensive." He stayed silent. "I don't need revenge," I said. "Then what do you want?" he asked. "I want distance," I said. He sighed. "I lost more than money," he said. Double quotes, "yes," I said. He ended the call without another word. I stared at the ceiling for a long time and felt nothing sharp, nothing burning, only quiet clarity. Later that night, Daniel came to my office. "You handled them well," he said. I didn't. "Handle them," I said. "I ended them." He smiled faintly. "They wanted you to save them," he said. "I saved myself," I said. Daniel nodded. "That's power." I walked out of the building and felt the air on my face. Ryan called. "While I was driving, so," he said. They finally looked back. "Yes," I said. "And?" he asked. I didn't look back, I said. He laughed softly. "Do you feel victorious?" he asked. "No," I said. "Then what do you feel?" he asked. I thought for a moment. "I feel free," I said. Ryan stayed silent. "They lost you," he said. "Yes," I said. "And you?" he asked. I found myself, I said, when the call ended. I parked near the river and stepped outside. The water moved slowly, like time that no longer chased me, I remembered. The man I used to be, and felt no desire to return to him. I whispered, "Betrayal did not destroy me." The words felt solid. "It rebuilt me," said. The night listened without answering. I turned around and walked forward without looking back again. For the first time in my life, I knew that nothing behind me could control what was ahead of me. And that knowledge felt like the only victory I ever needed. Clara met me the next morning outside the building. "You look lighter," she said. "I feel lighter," I said. "Did you meet them?" "What?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Did it hurt?" she asked. "Not the way I expected," I said. She studied my face. "You're not smiling?" she said. "I'm not pretending either," said. She nodded slowly. "People think revenge is loud," she said. "It isn't," I said. "Real. Endings are quiet." She looked toward the street. "Are you done with them?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "And with the past?" she asked. "I'm done being defined by it," I said. She smiled softly. "That means you're ready," she said. "Ready for what?" I asked. "For something new," she said. I looked ahead and felt no fear. "Then let's move forward," I said. She walked beside me. I didn't feel the urge to look behind us anymore. I listened to my footsteps and felt them steady and real. No voices from yesterday followed me. No shadows pulled me back. I understood that closure is not something people give you. It is something you choose. And in that choice, I finally became the man I was meant to be. I kept walking, not as a soldier, not as a lover, but as a man who owned his future fully.